Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Iyun to Lean On. Today we're doing Siman Sadi Dalit in Orach Chaim, number 94, Hilchos Tefillah. Most of this halacha primarily deals with the fact that a lot of people are very machmir on this, that you have to be standing. It's called the Amida after all. You're supposed to be standing with your 2 feet together like a malach during Tefillah. It's called the Amida, right? We interpret it literally. Amida means to stand. The Shulchan Aruch mentions in Halacha Ches, you're not even allowed to be leaning on anything, to the point where if you remove that thing, you would fall down. That's called smicha. It's not called amida. You have to be standing. However, it's clear from a lot of halachas over here, in Halacha Dalet, Hey, Vav, and Zayin, that if it's in a place where you can have optimal kavana, even in a place where it's just going to interfere with your plans, meaning you're going to be upset that you're going to be late getting somewhere, and you happen to be in a sitting position or even walking somewhere, or you're on a plane or you're on a bus or in a car. You can daven it while you're driving the car. You can daven while you're on the bus, even if it's going to cause you just because a couple of minutes late. Even if you can get to that place, you can get to your office, you can get to your school, you can get to your kollel, you can get there and you can find a place to daven. It doesn't make a difference. You're allowed to daven in these cases, even if you have time afterwards or in Zman Tefillah to daven. So it's very clear from this is the Gemaras talk about this. So it's very clear from the Gemara that you don't have to actually be standing. He says for a kriya, whether you're supposed to bow down 4 times during Shemona Esrei, if you're riding on a bus or something like that, you can stand up for a second and bow down. Maybe try to makayim shalosh psiyos. The halacha is supposed to take 3 steps back after Shemona Esrei. You try to do that as much as you can, but you don't have to actually do these things. So why is there such a kpeda that people are so makbid, so careful to daven standing up? I believe, honestly, a lot of people do not follow the Shulchan Aruch the right way over here. A lot of people will wait till they get to their kollel, wait till they get to the work and daven in a place where they could stand up and say Shemona Esrei in a standing position, which is not really the halacha because it's going to ruin your kavana. And I'd like to suggest that the whole purpose of Shemona Esrei, the reason it's called Amida, it's not because you're literally supposed to be standing. I don't think there is a kpeda necessarily to be standing during Shemona Esrei. The reason we stand, it's like metaphorically, it's like, a chassan wears a white tie to his wedding. Why does he wear a white tie to his wedding? It's not because a white tie looks nicer for a chassan or something like that, or it's like Yom Kippur for him, and you wear white on Yom Kippur because you want the red scarlet, the red piece of wool to turn white like it did in the Beis HaMikdash. No, like cleanliness. It's not the idea. The idea is a metaphor that you should be wearing white tie clothing. White tie clothing. White tie clothing is a type of clothing, which is the fanciest type of clothing. There's black tie, there's white tie. If you know what that is, the most formal type of clothing. A frock is actually one of those pieces of clothing that is worn as part of white tie clothing. Some people, some Rosh Yeshiva and Rabbanim wear white tie every day, not just on their chasana. The idea also of Amida standing it's called Omed al Adas. Omed al Adas means you're able to concentrate, you're able to take a second to, get yourself together, get your thoughts together, to concentrate, kavana, to Omed al Adas, to just, get your thoughts clear and get your thoughts together. Therefore, even if it's going to cause you a delay, you're allowed to daven. You don't have to get out of your car and daven. You don't get out of your bus. You don't have to wait till you get to the kollel, to your work, or wherever you're going. You can daven on your way, wherever is convenient for you, wherever you have the most kavana. Because the point of Amida does not necessarily mean to stand. Yes, a lot of times standing helps you have more kavana. When you go to a shul and you stand, it helps you have more kavana. You're able to forget about everything else. There's no things blocking your concentration. You're able to focus more on the Shemona Esrei and the real kavana in Shemona Esrei, which is to focus on your personal needs and wants and where you want to go to in life, what your strengths and weaknesses, and how to use your strengths and abilities in order to get to the things that you need through your own efforts. So you have to be able to concentrate, and that's the whole point. So it's not that you have to be standing. When you have nothing else to be doing, it's better to be standing, which is the Shulchan Aruch says in Halacha Ches, which is not really in the Gemara. I mean, in Omdim Hispal, the Gemara says you should do Amida. So even if Amida is the best way of doing it, because when you're standing, right, you're able to focus more, you're able to concentrate more. However, if if there's any other reason that's going to be able to, you'll be able to concentrate more if you're in a sitting position, or even if you're lying down, if you're a sick person, then do it whichever way is comfortable for you and have kavana, because amida is not literal standing. Amida is omen hadas, to gather your thoughts. That's the whole point, to gather your thoughts, to have concentration. And that's why the halacha is so makel, that even if you can get to your destination before Zman Tefillah is over, it's better to not inconvenience yourself even a little bit. Just daven where you are, on the train, on the bus, in your car, while you're walking. You can just daven much while you're walking. No one ever thought it's halacha. No one ever says it's halacha. But this is what the halacha is. It's clear from the Shulchan Aruch. This is what you should be doing. You should be davening while you're walking somewhere, if that's convenient for you. Even if you're gonna be bothered a little bit, it's gonna make you late, that you have to daven after you get there. I'm on the way. I have nothing to do on the way, right? They have this car on the Long Island Railroad. I don't know if they have it anymore after COVID. I don't know if people go so much into the city anymore. They use the Long Island Railroad. They used to have a Daf Yomi car, I think from Far Rockaway to Manhattan to Penn Station. Yeah, if you didn't daven, you could daven also on the Long Island Railroad. There's no problem with doing that. Mida, yes, the best recommended way of doing it is to be standing, maybe with your feet together. But if there's any reason that's going to inconvenience you, you should daven in the way that has most concentration, because amida really means omed al das, to gather your thoughts, to concentrate and focus on your davening. It's the conclusion of today's share. Hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one.